Manjula Mata Hare Krishna, Srimati Hare Krishna, Surgamata Hare Krishna, and Ritu Mata Hare Krishna, Ujjal Bhakti Mata Hare Krishna, Usha Mata Hare Krishna. My obeisances to everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. Dhanvat Pranala Shrapat. Hope you're doing well. So, yes, I thought of talking, but definitely commencing Bhagavad Gita, but I need one more session to introductory session to go for. Thank you. For example, this, something called happiness. You work very hard for your engineer, you get this good rank and you're so happy. But then next day, then you have to join the college. And in the first year, second year, fourth, you're finished, then the residency for doctors. Then you have to go to America, do MD. So, but you're not 100% happy. If you're an engineer, you'll become an engineer, then no job, become stable after a few years. Then you see your friend, he's in America making so much money. I'm stuck in India. No, I should go to America. Some people say, if you get married, you'll be happy. If you have children, you'll be happy. If you buy your car, you'll be happy. If you have if you have your own home, you'll be happy. If you have a bank account, you'll be happy. So the happiness is coming like a butterfly. You'll try to go and catch it. Butterfly will go away. Wow. And butterfly will land another place, you'll try to catch it. The butterfly will go away. So you'll try 5-6 places, you'll try to catch, butterfly will fly. You're frustrated. I cannot, I don't want butterfly. Then butterfly will come and land on your hand. And that is happiness. It will come and go. Sometimes it comes unexpected. Sometimes misery also comes unexpected. How many of you agree? You can unmute and say, you agree? Thank you. And most of the time, we want it all the time. You want to be like, you want to be erupting in ecstasy, you want to be happy, blissful. No, it doesn't happen like that. Once in a while, a little bit here and there. So today's, this is actually, what is the goal of life? We are all searching for the nature of the soul. We are the spirit soul. We are not the body, right? What is the nature of the soul? Vedanta Sutra explains Anandamaya Abhyasat. Nature of the soul is to be happy. That's why we look for happiness. But because we do not know the nature of the happiness, we do not know, we have a body that has senses, that has mind, that has intelligence and ego. Indriyani paranya harindriyabhya paramana manasastu parabuddheya buddhi pradastasa. So we enjoy through senses, we enjoy through mind, we enjoy through intelligence, we enjoy through our ego. But honestly, real happiness is above. It is above senses, above mind, above intelligence. So, what is that? We are trying to find happiness, but it's this much happiness, this much sadness. This much happiness, this much sadness. This much happiness, this much sadness. What is life all about? For example, you see, when you go to buy a shirt or a t-shirt in the market, you see so many varieties. Some shirts are costly, some are moderate in price, some are average in price, some are cheaper. Similarly, you go to take admission in the college, you know. So, but different courses are offered, variety is there, categories are there, electrical, mechanical, computer science, So there are different categories of courses are there. Excuse me. So when you go to the train has a first class, AC, first AC, second AC. There is a variety there also, classification there also. Even flights. We have business class, we have an economic class. So when there is a category, what does it mean? It means there are some things common, but there is some difference. Then, excuse me. So when you have more than one category, what does it mean? It means there are some common things, there are certain differences also. So what are different categories around us? What are the different species around us? So there are animals. Scriptures explain there are 8.84 lakh species, Chaurasi lakh yoni. Beast, bird, reptile, tiger, elephant. Excuse me. Cat, So humans, these are the varieties of species that are around us. Then we call them animals and humans. What are the common things that we have? What are the common things that we have with animals? What are the differences we have? न प्रश्येत प्रियम प्राप्य न द्विजेत प्राप्य च प्रियम स्थित बुद्धिर असम्मूढ़ो ब्रह्मविद ब्राह्मणी स्थिता. So actually, before we see this verse, so whether somebody is an animal or a human being, we have certain things common with animals, and we are different from animals also. So, but one thing common, animals also want to be happy. What is that? Animals also want to be happy. Animals also don't want misery, don't want pain. That is a common thing between us and animals. So if you want happiness, can somebody read the translation, please? Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter. Can anyone unmute your phone and read the translation?
A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor lament upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the signs of God, is already situated in transcendence, self-realization.
So, what is the sign of continuous happiness? When happiness comes, okay, fine. Distress comes, fine. And when problems come, you're not bewildered. Ooh, start crying, not like that. And you have an idea, you're not the body, but spirit soul. When you are on the situated, when you are situated on the platform of soul, what is the nature of the soul? To be happy. So when you're situated not on the body level, when you're situated not on the mental level, not on the intellectual level, but you're situated on the level of the soul, that time that time you will be happy all the time. That is the goal of this program actually. And what is the goal of this program? You know, such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure. It is always, but is always in trance, enjoying pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the supreme. Bahyaspasya shvashaktatma, vindati atman yat sukham, sabhrahma yoga yuktatma. Sukham akshayam asnute. You know, why should you work for happiness this much? You want to be happy every day. Akshayam, unlimited happiness. For that, our present way of working does not suit. If you want, I can explain to you in detail, but what is that? If you want to be happy, don't look for sensual pleasures. Don't try to derive pleasure on the level of tongue, skin, nose, ears, and eyes. That's what whole world does. Krishna is telling no. Bahyaspasya svashakta atma vindati atmani yat sukham sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam asmate. I'm telling you, you'll have unlimited happiness if you stop enjoying on the level of mind, level of intelligence, level of senses, level of greed. You're listening or not? And the next one is before giving up the present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of material senses, check the desire, the force of desire of and anger, he is well situated and he is happy. Who is happy in this world? Person who is able to control the demands of the body, control the demands of the senses. A person who has checked the force of anger, that person will be eventually able to, then that person will be eventually situated properly, you know. Then, you know, there are three words. Shaknoti haiva yashodum praksariramimokshanat kama krododbhavam vegam sayuktasya sukhi naraha. Before one leaves the body, if one can check, one can tolerate the demands of seven senses. If we can check before we die, three things we need to check. What is that? Kama, krodha, lobha. You know, lust, anger, and greed. You know, what are the three modes I mentioned just now?
Kama, Krodha, Lobha.
One more is there.
Moha.
That's it. Very nice. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. You know, four. But Krishna speaks mainly three here. Kama, Krodha, and Lobha. Shaknoti have Yashodam Praksaran Mokshana. Ladies and gentlemen, can you somebody mute, please? Someone has to please mute. I don't know who it is.
Yes, Prabhuji muted.
This program is not about next life. It is no doubt, But program is about self-realization, and this program is especially make your present life happy, make your present life better. We'll see about the next life later, but at least this will make your present life better. So Krishna is telling in Gita, and that is the goal of the program. We need to relinquish. We need to get rid of. We need to get rid of anger and the demands of senses side by side, so that you are purified. Now, what are the 4 things common between man and human being? Yeah, we saw that animals have common things. I mean, certain things in common with the human, in common with us, human beings. This verse is from Mahabharata. Aharanidra bhayamaidunam cha samanyam pasubhiranaranam dharmo hi tesham adhiko visesham dharme nahina pasuhi samana. 4 things are common between humans and animals. You know, what are the 4 things? Eating, sleeping, and enjoyment, and fighting with others and protecting your family members. What are the 4 things common? Can anyone repeat? That is there on the screen. Can anyone repeat, please? Can anyone read on the screen?
Sleeping, eating, enjoyment, defending.
So in Sanskrit, it's called ahara, eating, nidra, sleeping, bhaya, fearing or defending, and maithuna means sex life. These 4 things are common between humans and animals. We eat, animals eat. We sleep, animals also sleep. We, human life, this is man. Practically, whole world is behind this. Animals, they come together to give birth to children. We do the same thing too. So, but fighting, defending, we live in, sometimes people fight. That's what's called a defending. That's what's called defending, fighting. I mean. But what are the differences? Can you just give me 1 minute? So what are the different things? What are the difference? I'm sorry, I'm back. I went to drink sleeping water. We can reason, we can question, we can think, and we have a logical intelligence. You know, animals also have certain definitely, you know, and this type of things are there in animals, you know, a little bit. But what we have is we have ability to inquire. We find a joy, you know, not just sensual happiness. We have choices, and more than anything, determination. We have determination. We have ability for higher inquiry. We see cats and dogs, they can come together. They'll never come together and discuss Bhagavad Gita like this. Cats and dogs can never question, who am I, where did I come from, where will I go? You know, so they don't know higher happiness. Yes, they eat, they sleep, they mate and defend. Honestly speaking, today, the human society, they focus only on eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. But we have ability for, we have like, you know, we have skills to inquire about the higher self. And we have, you know, what is that? We enjoy spiritual bliss. Second thing is we have choices. And more, the last thing is, we know when we understand what is right, what is wrong, we are determined to do the right thing, even though there is resistance from colleagues, family members, and friends. Because this is right, I'll do it. Animals, you know, you don't see that so much. So that's why when human life, we have ability, hey, we can question, where did I go? Sorry, where did I come from? Where will I go? So when you start inquiring, you are promoted to the higher planets, a better life. But when humans focus only on eating, mating, sleeping, and defending, that's what animals do. There is no inquiry, then we'll go back to animal life. Hare Krishna. You know? So, man, I want to tell you something interesting, please. Can somebody see the screen? Parthivaras. Most of the people, they know what is the pleasure? Sensual pleasure, one gulab jamun, one rasagulla, one samosa. They think that is happiness. Some, you know, what is it? Sensual pleasure, sex pleasure. That's what people know. But higher than that, 1,000, this is what's called Jadananda. What is it called? Jada. Because inert, the senses are inert. But 1,000 is better than Jadananda, is enjoyed with the residents of heaven, Swarga. You know, like Indra, Varuna, Chandra, their happiness is 1,000 times better than us. Everyone is listening.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Yes,
So,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
the happiness that we derive on senses, it's called Jada. Jada means the senses, they're dull, inert. But higher than that sensual happiness is the happiness of the heaven. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Rambha, Urvasi, Manaka, their enjoyment is 1,000 times better than us. But higher than that is, you know, 10,000 times higher than heavenly pleasure is pleasure of Brahman. Brahmanandamuna. You know? So there is a pleasure on the level of Brahman, spirituality. When you understand you're not the body but a spirit soul, when the soul becomes purified of all the impurities, the pleasure you derive is 10,000 times more than the pleasure derived by the heavenly residence. But, ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure that you derive from the execution of bhakti, there is no comparison. If the pleasure on the level of bhakti is an ocean, if you consider the pleasure you derive on bhakti level is ocean, then Brahman is not even a drop. In other words, happiness on the level of bhakti is unlimited, but whereas Brahman pleasure is tiny. These sessions are not about the next life and what type of body we get and what type of pleasure. No, these sessions are about the happiness we are not aware, but we can enjoy continuous, unlimited happiness derived on the bhakti pleasure, bhakti ras, derived on the platform of bhakti. And this will make your life better in this life. Your discriminatory power becomes better, your thinking becomes better, your intellect becomes better, your intelligence, and your relationships become better. You will have a goal. You become fearless. That's the goal of this life. And what is the next one? Animals act by instinct. Animals, they don't have a choice. Lion, lion will die but doesn't eat vegetarian. Cow will die but will not eat non-vegetarian. And they don't know, they act by instincts. Like if you go that side, like somebody goes that side, if they're hungry, they'll attack and eat. If their stomach is full, they don't know, this is a food, I have to kill and keep it for my tomorrow lunch. They don't know that. When they see you're scared, they'll come and attack you. When they see, you are proud, you have a gun in your hand, they'll come and attack you. But if you deal with them as a friend, they'll go this side, they don't care. They act by instincts, but we have a choice. Like, you come in the evening and, your spouse says, your mom sent all these laddus. You say, my stomach is full. Keep it, tomorrow I'll eat it. No, all the children will come and eat it. You should do it now. Though your stomach is full, you use your choice to eat the laddus. We have the choice. But animals don't have a choice. So we have the power to choose, we have the power to choose our response. And very important, last one, we have determination. Like everyone is sleeping during your college days, but you woke up and you studied, you pursued. Why? You want to get into either medical or engineering, whatever, the professional courses. You exhibited determination. Right? You all know, when needed, we can exhibit our, we can show our ability of determination and get what we want. You agree or not? I'm sure many are practical, all of you agree. So, but if we do only those 4 things that animals do, even though we have determination, we make choices, and we try to enjoy senses. If we focused on 4 things, eating, mating, sleeping, and defending, we are a well-dressed, sophisticated, polished, 2-legged animal. That's what the world is today. Why there is so much chaos? Practically, people are, most of the people, life is all about a high class of eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. You see there are so many restaurants, they offer varieties of foods, different varieties of sex life, you know, and you have different types of beds to sleep. In fact, man becomes worse than animal nowadays because there is no suicide in the animal kingdom, and animals don't take medicines for to fall asleep. You know, there is no abortion in animal kingdom. Animals don't abort. You know, there are no murders and rapes in animal kingdom. You know, human beings become more miserable than animals because people take sleeping pills, people are threatened, there is so much scarcity, people have people are heartbroken, stress, people are addicted. Hare Krishna. So human life is like a car, very sophisticated, but animal life is like a tractor. No, human life is meant for better pleasure, higher pleasure. So, I mean, we all people like, if you're a doctor, you try to solve the problem of the patient's health issue. If you're an engineer, you try to troubleshoot the problem in your field, in the office. You know, that's what people do. People are paid for solving problems. But what is the problem? You know, why is our happiness not eternal? Because of the problems. You know. So, one more point. We are looking for not tiny happiness, but want a permanent happiness, everlasting, ever increasing happiness. You want to share that happiness with the loved ones. You want a variety of happiness. Do you want it? Yes. You know, if these things are not there, that happiness is relative. Maybe gulab jamun, 30-second happiness. Rasgulla, 15-second happiness. Samosa, 1 minute happiness. We are not looking for that type of happiness. We want a continuously increasing happiness, which we can share with our near and dear. You know. So happiness is two types, relative and real. Happiness is relative and real. So relative happiness is by solving relative problems. Real happiness is by solving real problems. Relative happiness, I'm getting a headache. Take some tablet. You know, I have fever. Take Tylenol. Okay, 2 days you take that. You know, I have some infection. Take antibiotics. You take antibiotics, you're cured. You feel, thank God. How are you now? Recovered. So you're solving the relative problem which makes you relatively happy. The real problem, real happiness means you have to solve a real problem. What is the real problem? In this world, one man's food is another man's poison. In this world, one man's food is another man's poison. For example, rainy season comes. The vegetable seller curses rainy season. You know, because the vegetable seller puts vegetables outside. But the umbrella seller thinks, rainy season is coming, my umbrellas will go nicely. You know? So here, you know, what is that? For somebody, something works, for somebody, same thing doesn't work. You know, if you have a toothache, dentist is happy. You have a toothache. I heard even actually in the rainy season, you know, what is that? Physicians, they get their practice increases. You know, in an umbrella, and I told this, you know. So, and we are not, these are all relative problems. But what is the real, if you want to be really happy, we have to address the real problems. My request to all, these are basics, but please learn because it will give you knowledge. What is the real problem? It has 3 definitions. Problem, it will come to everyone. Nobody wants it, everybody gets it. No one can avoid it actually. What's the problem? Nobody wants it, everybody gets it. No one can avoid it. Now I have a question for all of you. Can you guess some problems? Nobody wants it, everybody gets it. No one can avoid it. Please tell. Can anyone tell? Nobody wants it, everybody gets it. No one can avoid it. Can you tell one problem?
Old age.
Old age. 3 times Haribol. Thank you.
Death.
Death, yes. Old age and death. Nobody wants. Disease, yes. Corona. Disease, nobody can avoid it, yes.
Disease.
I agree. Disease, thank you. One more. So disease, old age, death, they are perfect. Nobody wants it, everyone gets it. One more is there. Can somebody guess?
Rebirth, Prabhuji.
Who said this?
Venu.
Rebirth. Prabhuji, people say happy birthday. Why you are calling birth as a problem? Okay. Why is birth a problem? We say happy birthday, right?
We have to go through all the problems.
Punarapi jananam, punarapi manaram, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam.
Okay. Very nice. So can you explain in English why birth is a problem?
So we have to stay 9 months in the mother's womb, which is a dark place, and they have to wait for him to deliver from there. And this hell we have to go every time.
Amazing.
Every time we are being born, you have to go through that.
Thank you, Lakshman Bro. Fantastic. You have to sit in the womb of the mother, head down, feet up for 9 months. It's like what is that? Somebody comes and tells you, I'll give you $10,000. Can you sit in this closed bag for 9 months? So you say, keep the money with you. I'll not sit for 9 minutes. But we all sat for 9 months in the womb of the mother. We sat like that. And when mother eats all the spicy stuff, it creates so much fire, gastric fire. And tiny, tiny worms come and they bite the tender body. Birth is a problem. So, birth, death, old age, and disease. Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, dukkha, dosha, darshanam, Krishna says in Gita. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 more problems apart from the 4 problems. What is that? Problem due to mind and body. Adhyatmika. You go to your office and say, today I have purchased a Toyota Camry, So your friend comes and tells, today I have purchased Tesla. Oof. You're not happy that you have purchased Camry, but somebody's, we are unhappy that someone has a Tesla, a better car than. That's the nature of the mind. So it is called Adhyatmika. Especially today, people's mind, our minds are uncontrolled. Mind gives so much trouble. It is called Adhyatmika misery. And there is always somebody who gives you trouble. Your boss, your spouse, your child. If nobody is there, at least a mosquito. So when there is somebody who gives you trouble. Think of somebody who is giving you trouble right now. That time misery, Krishna calls it Adhyatmika and Atitaivika. Misery due to material. Like, what is that? Sometimes it's very hot in India now. In January months, we are very cold. For so many months, we live in cold winters. Nature problems, 4 + 3, 7. No one can avoid. Everyone gets it. And these are the real problems. And these are the real problems. That is, and the problems, and they are stopping our real happiness. What is the solution? How to achieve real happiness? Sometimes, you go to the doctor and they, have a boil here, they'll give the ointment, and then you'll get the boil here. And they'll apply the ointment here, then you'll get the boil here. So it's a temporary solution. Why? The blood is corrupt. So the ointment doesn't work, it is superficial. Permanent solution, blood purifier injection. Then the boils will not come again. So likewise, this world is controlled by God, we call Krishna. Science offers a temporary solutions, stopgap solutions. Painkillers give superficial relief from the pain, but we need a medicine that that cures the disease from the root. What is the advantage, disadvantage painkiller? Painkiller, you'll get instant relief from the pain, cheap and easily available. Disadvantages, it has side effects. There's no permanent cure. It can make the disease worse. Somebody told me there is a medicine called Motrin. You're getting a pain here. So what it'll do, it'll disconnect the part of the pain. It disconnects from the, disconnects from sending the signal to the brain, your pain. And then you don't feel the pain. But the problem, there is pain. There is some body. Pain is it's a signal conveyed by body that there is some uneasiness in the body. There is a dis-ease. So when you go for painkillers, it's a temporary solution. No. We want a permanent solution. Today, scientific advancement is like that, especially in sense enjoyment. What are the 3 kinds of painkillers? Scientific advancement, speculation, superficial religions. They are very, very, they are painkillers. They are temporary solutions. Does material advancement provide solution to the problems? No. Yes, but it's temporary, So, material advancement does give solution, but it is very temporary. No permanent solution. Today, people are actually in America, at least, they are from Detroit. Everyone is going for electric cars, thinking it will cut down the pollution. No more pollution, because electric car weight it weighs much more than the normal cars. So the usage of tires will be more. There will be a pile of tires everywhere. And second thing, electric car needs electricity. Where will you get the electricity? So they are burning coal in America to generate electricity. Means again pollution. So any solution science offers, it creates future problems. In 1990, we were thin, TVs were big. 2080, TVs were thin and we became big. So you have white hair. Science says use hair dye. You have wrinkles, go for a facelift. You have back pain, go for painkillers. Breathlessness, use oxygen tubes. temporary solutions. Today, material advancement, technologically developed society, we have a huge information, quick communication. We are connected globally. It's great, actually. We never thought of. You're on the other side of the planet. Your time is probably, what is the time now? 9 o'clock. My time is in the morning, 11:30. And we are comfortably talking. Great. But on the other hand, people are depressed. Impersonalism. People have a lot of health issues. And what is the demoniac thing in this civilization? Pornography. So teacher is telling, children are so unreasonable nowadays. So mother is telling, you're not downloaded, my son, you are born. And father is telling, dear Andy, how have you been? Your mother and I are fine. We miss you. Please sign off your computer and come down. So the son is upstairs, he's not coming down. Please, father is telling, he's sending an email, come down and eat. Today, in India, 30 to 40% of youth, they don't speak to the parents, especially fathers. They're disconnected. ID school, teacher is telling, what? You want me to visit your homepage to see your homework? So anyway, so we have, what is that? Even medicines, actually, one professor in America, he told me he was invited by federal government to make a presentation. This happened 5-6 years ago. His topic was, Professor, the influence of technology on the environment. The impact of technology in the environment. Especially technological pollution. So when he presented this to all the senators, they were shocked. You know what he presented? I'm sure you all know, you all recommend, was it doctor, in all the, antibiotics, amoxicillin. So countries, actually 70% of the medicine, our body cannot assimilate 70% of the medicine, especially antibiotics. It can assimilate 20 to 30%, not more than that. Then we take it, the doctor writes the course, doctors write the course, and we use it like 7 days, 8 days. We go to toilet, and we press the button, it's flushed, has gone out of sight, out of mind, we forget. No. And sometimes we trash the tablets, that we don't use. So many people don't use the medicines 100% anyway. So anyway, developed countries like America, what happens? Everything is recycled. All the water that comes from different parts, it is recycled. And again, sent it back to, after recycling, purifying, it will come into our taps for our drinking. So this professor told the senators, he showed the samples of antibiotics. He showed the presence of antibiotics in American drinking water. He said, in other words, we are very lovingly feeding our children antibiotic, the water filled with the antibiotics. In other words, this antibiotic will not work after 5 years. Means you should come out with a more powerful antibiotic. In 1980s, and there used to be a Septron antibiotic. I'm sure amoxicillin is maybe 20-30 times more powerful than Septron. But the virus, the disease-causing viruses, they became immune to this, the old antibiotics. It is because It is because of one nature. Second is, as I said now, in places like America, everything comes back. And, we become susceptible to that. It doesn't work on us anymore. So then senators asked, so what will happen? He said, after some time, these antibiotics don't work. Then we need to come out with customized antibiotics. Means the medical cost will increase. So doctor will take the sample from the patient's body and send it to lab. There they manufacture a customized antibiotic for the patient, which will work for that particular virus. And then they manufacture the medicine and send it. In other words, the medical costs in America will increase. And anything happens in America will trigger, will go to the other parts of the world anyway, So today there is so much of technological development in the area in the field of science, field of science and medicine. But very interestingly, newer and newer diseases are coming, and our plans of good health and happiness are really thwarted. Yes, there is so much of technological development, but the disease also increased. Very interesting. So nuclear weapons technology today is not giving life, but it is actually taking away lives. Wars and pestilence. Washington-based World Watch Institute press release, 4th May 1999. The 20th century is the most violent century known in the history of the mankind. The 2 wars, world wars, and American Civil War. And there was never that much bloodshed in the history of the human race. 3 times more people died in the wars of 20th century than the entire history of warfare between first to 1899. What is the second problem? Speculation. Today, today everyone is telling, actually I'll tell you this. This is great. What is 50 years ago, people would put the calendars and pictures of the cinema stars in their homes. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when a cinema star comes to your hometown, you will go and stand next to him if he allows. You'll take a picture with him. Today, if a cinema star comes, you'll put him in the back, you'll put yourself in the front, and you'll take a selfie. You are the person, you are the main one. You can do whatever you want. People are increasing your ego. At least previous generations, arranging a marriage between a boy and girl was easy for parents. Today, it's very difficult. Even if marriage happens, there is no guarantee that the marriage will survive because the egos are very high. So yes, all these things are coming into existence, but every second person has mental problem. So whole world is telling you're the man, the machine. Okay, you want to make your life better, do little yoga, do little meditation. It's like a painkiller, temporary stopgap solution. And superficial religions, So we'll tell you little stories, and they're really, really superficial. Today there is speed, but there is no direction. We are going very fast. So one day, one in America, actually yesterday I was telling, one police caught one gentleman. The gentleman said, "Sir, why did you catch me? I'm wearing a seat belt. I'm following the speed limit. My car in good condition." And the policeman said, "No, I got a feeling you're falling asleep. That's why I stopped you. By the way, where are you going?" The gentleman said, "I don't know." So today we are doing everything perfect. We have well-disciplined life. But you ask them, "Where are you going?" "I don't know." Everyone studied, I studied, everyone got married, I got married, everyone is, making money, I'm making money. But I'm bored with this. Because there is no end goal. What is a permanent solution? That's why one should have a goal of life. Bhagavad Gita explains we are like a lost son of a millionaire father. Father is a millionaire. I always give this example. Prabhupada gave this example, actually, Swami Prabhupada. You're you're like probably Microsoft, you're a Bill Gates, Microsoft owner. You lost your son. Imagine he ended up in India. And you came across, one person gave him medicine, one person gave him food, one person gave him clothing. But you went to the boy and took his father's name, searched in the internet, and 20 people came. You started calling everyone. Finally, Bill Gates lifted, "Yes, I lost my son. Where is he?" "He's here." So Bill Gates will come and pick him up and take him back to America, to Seattle, Washington. I have a question for you. Who has done the real service? Who has done the real charity? Person who gave the food, who gave the medicine, who gave the clothing? Or who sent the boy back to his father? Who did that real service? Anybody?
Person who sent back to his father.
Who sent back to his father?
Yes. By sending the boy to his father, you're solving the problem of food, clothing, and and hunger for the rest of the life. Disease, of course. If you say the person who has who helped the the person who sent the boy back to his father, he has done the true. He has done the true service. If that is true, ladies and gentlemen, we are all children of God. We are all children of Krishna. We are stuck in the cycle of birth and death. We are languishing in this, and we are groping in darkness, actually. So that person who tells you you're not the body but spirit soul, and he tells you, do sadhana, you purify yourself, and you can awaken your connection with your father. You can awaken that last relationship with your father. That person is truly a welfare worker. I'm not telling this. Srimad Bhagavatam Gopis are telling. Tamakatamrutam tapta jivanam kavibiriditam kalmashapaham shravanamangalam srimata bhuvi grunanti ye muridajana. I'll not discuss the whole translation of this verse, but the last line, the person who propagates the message of Krishna and who helps by propagating. When somebody hears Krishna Katha, their heart is purified. They get rid of envy, greed, anger, pride, ego, illusion. They get rid of. Their life becomes better in this life. They become better in this life. Their relationships become better. Their health becomes better. Their behavior becomes better. Of course, going back, their life, in the next life, they'll go back to Godhead. That's a different thing. Needless to say. But your present life will become better. Hare Krishna. So we have to revive that last relationship with Krishna, God. Nitya Siddha Krishna. Prabhupada came to America and told Americans, I'm not giving you something new. Krishna consciousness, Krishna prema is dormant in everyone's heart. Nitya Siddha Krishna prema, Sadhika Bunave Sravanada Sudachiti Kuriya Uday. If you cleanse your heart, like there's a small, like what is it? Smoke is coming. Means little fire is there. Fan the spark. Keep on doing it. More smoke, more smoke, more smoke. Then the fire will come. Hare Krishna. Then the smoke will disappear. So when we tell people to chant the holy name, the common complaint is, we cannot focus. Why you cannot focus? Because mind doesn't want to be controlled. It resists, but pursue, persist, you'll be victorious. No? So our real thing is, we should go back to our Father. That is what is self-realization. That is what is that is what is self-realization. This material world is like a purificatory place. And why bad things happen to good people? I said this material world is a jail. I said, you remember? Like a prison house, correctional facility. Today I say, this material world is a correctional place. You're brought to be purified. Like another place for purification, what is that? Bathroom. Does anyone go to bathroom to enjoy? So you say you go to the bathroom. You're supposing you have only one bathroom in your home. So you go at 6 o'clock. 6:15, somebody will knock. Hey, come out, we have to go. What are you doing? I'm enjoying. I feel like staying here only. Nobody enjoys in the bathroom. Then what is the bathroom meant for? Clean up. Evacuate, take bath, brush your teeth, and come out. Nobody goes in India to the train tracks to stay there for 2-3 hours. No. Evacuate, come out in 5-10 minutes. Likewise, human life is meant for a cleansing, purification. So Krishna says in Gita, Mam peti kaunteya dukhalayam shashvatam. Here sensual happiness is there, like a painkiller. It'll bind you to the concept of this body, and you'll be attached to it. Then again birth, again death. There is no pure pleasure in this world. Every pleasure in this world will bring you pain. That is the specialty of the material world. There is no pure pleasure. Every pleasure comes with the pain attached to it. Now, one of my friends made a nice point. What is the symptom of material pleasure? First of all, you don't get what you want. Second thing, when you get what you want, you get bored after some time. Third thing, when you get what you want, it comes with something else that you don't like. Difficult. These are the 3 combinations with material pleasure. First thing is you don't get what you want. Second thing, when you get easily what you want, you just ignore it, like your TV in your home. So many things you just ignore. You don't even think they are there. And sometimes you get what you want, but it'll come with something that you don't want. Then you say, keep it. But it's a pain. But what can we do? We keep it. Relationships especially. And another friend made another point. What is human life? Hurry, worry, sorry. When you're like in your college, just finish your graduation, hurry. I want job. I want to prove it to others. So when you're young, you have health. You have health, you have time, but you don't have money. Your health is there, you have good health, youthful energy is there. Time is there, no money. Now I have to earn. So then you get a job, you start working, get married. 15 years later, in the late youth, in your late 30s, you have some money. You have health also, but time is not there. I have to prove myself. I have to get more. I need to provide security to my kids. I want to show to my friends and relatives I'm this. So you have health, but you have what is that? Some wealth also, some money also, but you don't have time. In that process, suddenly one day you'll be 50, entrance of the old age. So second level, what you do? So because of that, worry. Childhood it is worry, as hurry. Later it is worry. Now 50 plus, sorry. Ayo. Now in the old age you have what is that? You have money, you have time, but you don't have health. Now you regret. I should have done this. I should have done this. I should have done it. I should have done it. I didn't do. My life is over. Then the sorry, chinta. You'll start feeling bad. Arey, ye karna tha, wo karna tha, kar nahi paya. And what you do, you'll start spending all the money you earned, all the wealth to bring that lost health. That is human life. So in other words, we are searching for and if you keep on looking for the permanent eternal pleasure in earth, it is not there. So, searching for a right thing in the wrong place. Searching for a right thing in wrong place. Krishna says, Bhojanalaya means restaurant. You get some food by paying money. If you go to a bar and restaurant, it's Mathiralaya. You get to see liquor. Education, if you go to school, college, it's called Vidyalaya, where education is taught. Grandalaya means you see so many books there. But Krishna is telling this middle world, Dukhalayam is a place of misery. There is no eternal happiness here. Why Krishna? Then you say, I'm very happy. Hey, wait, Shashwatam, your happiness is temporary. So one day, one of my god brothers was going and he saw a big board, Ocean View Apartments. Sorry, what is it? Not Ocean View Apartments. What is that? Unlimited pleasure apartments. So, wow. Krishna is calling unlimited, the column is called, he is building a, unlimited pleasure apartments. To really tell what its name, he said Sukh Sagar Apartments. Wow, happiness, ocean of happiness apartments, great. He went a little further, he saw a board under repair and maintenance. So we want to build ocean, ocean of happiness apartments, but they're always under repair and maintenance. Some problem comes. Maybe adhyatmic misery due to body and mind. Maybe by some living into gives trouble, some relationship problem, some children problem, some nature's problem, or some health issue, or old age problem, disease problem, death problem. For that reason, we are not 100% happy. Then what's the problem, but it is there. This whole sessions are about, then I thought, let me present to you, because Krishna mentioned this in Bhagavad Gita. If you really want, happiness is within, sir. When you, ma'ams, happiness is not outside. If you go to Walmart, you see the boards, products and services. Everyone goes to product. Okay, I'll buy iPad, iPod, I. But nobody goes to services section. But happiness comes from service. Hare Krishna. So anyway, there's a small tip. The thing is, if you really want to, happiness is inside. The nature of the soul is, what is the nature of the soul? Sachitananda. We saw that in Vyama session. Soul is eternal, soul is knowledgeable, soul is blissful. Why we want to be happy? That's the nature of the soul. But how to revive that consciousness? Purify yourself. That's why we tell people, chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And take up the Bhakti Yoga process. I'm honest with you and trust me, your life will become better and better. And it's a Bhakti bank account that will come with you. You all have bank accounts. 50 years later, that will be there, but you won't be there. But Bhakti is an account that will come with you. So the goal of life is, if you take a recap of it, our birth, old age, disease, and every relationship in this world is temporary, first of all. And what are the 4 problems? Birth, old age, disease, and death. And adhyatmik, adhidayavik, adhibhautik miseries. 4 plus 3, 7. They will hamper our happiness, 1. Second thing is how we are different from animals. What are the common things between us and animals? Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. What is the difference between us and animals? Inquiry. We have ability to inquire. And we can enjoy, we can enjoy higher bliss. We have choices. And we have determination to pursue higher choices, ABCD. And technology is offering only temporary solutions. But to attain the real solution, spiritual life. And real is the self, real is the soul. And they understand you're not the body, but a spirit soul. Pursue a spiritual life, which is meant for realizing the self. That's what's called self-realization. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever the introductory sessions I've done, or the Gita that we are going to see, is all meant for one thing. Me as a teacher, I come once a week and present, but you have to do the homework for your purification. What is that homework? Already in the previous classes we said, cook vegetarian food, offer it to Krishna and eat it. Prasad, karma-free food, sanctified food. And to cleanse the heart, to control the mind. Your consciousness is where your mind is. How to control the mind? Mantra, manastrayata iti mantra. Chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's a bank account that will come with you. And we are not interested in solving the relative problems. We're interested in solving that actual problem of death, actual problem of disease and old age, birth. And we want to go back to Godhead after realizing the self. That's what I want to say. I'm sorry, a little late. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it today. So, next week we'll start Gita sessions. They're all thematic presentations and based on themes. And you can invite your friends, even though they have missed these sessions. We are starting Bhagavad Gita as a course. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it. I think it's late. We'll end it.
Thank you, Prabhu.
We'll end it.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.